Hi, my name is Houdini, and today I wanted to talk about why you're always broke and how you can fix it. So, one way majorly that you're always broke is because you cannot identify your cash flow in life. Like you're not understanding how money is flowing in your life and out of your life. And this is something you're going to discuss. We're going to cover assets, liabilities, we're going to cover what is expenses and what is income. So that you know the difference between these four things, which is majorly what encompasses the financial structure in somebody's personal life. By the end of this video, you're going to realize where your pocket is torn or your pocket is broken. By the end of this video, you're going to know what to do and how to fix that situation and stop being broke. So without further ado, let's get to the lesson. I know this situation is not new to anybody. We've all experienced this thing where you get money, but at the end of the month, you have nothing left for yourself. You are lucky enough to get 100K for even a year, and after a year, you're in debt, or you do not even have savings or any money to fund your interest or investing or business interest. We have all been there, or we have experienced someone who is going through that, or maybe you're going through that right now. So one thing you've got to understand, there are four ways money flows, or money comes in and money flows out, right? So when you look at this chart, look at this table right here. We have income and we have, let's look at income first. So income can come from your, let's say from your job. Mostly when you talk income, we're talking job level. That is where you have a boss, you have a 9 to 5, or you're exchanging your time for money. So money comes in. And then let's understand what expense is. Expense is, of course, your personal expenses where you have to pay for your bills, you have to pay for your children, or you have to pay for your cars. Okay, let me not complicate it. Expense is probably when we're talking about money flowing out in a way that is alarming, is when you're paying, let's say, your taxes. You have like high taxes, that is includes taxes and your consumerism behavior, which can come into your personal expenses, your bills and whatnot, right? So you get your income and then you have expenses. Another way we get money is through assets. And assets, this is where maybe you have a business running, something that is bringing you cash flow without you necessarily working on that business, or maybe you also work on the business, but you have something that is making money on its own, and that equals an asset. And then if you have an asset, you also have liability. Or if you have income, you end up having liabilities, especially in form of debt, right? You have your car loans, probably student loans, you have your job, or you have your loans from your salary, or just bank loans. Either way, liability is the loans. So you know the difference. There's income, there's expense where you're paying your taxes and you're consuming in society, and then you have assets and you have liabilities. So understanding this table allows you to know the potential of money flowing in and out of your life. So now let's look at an example where someone is earning money and it's going out. So if you look at this image, this is one of the ways money moves in people's lives, especially when you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, or when you find yourself being consistently broke. This is when you get money and it moves out through expenses. And expenses means that you're paying a lot of taxes. Probably you're a salaried person and you're paying a lot of taxes, or you're losing your money a lot through unnecessary expenses. Maybe you're consuming a lot than you are supposed to, not living in your means, or you're just getting the leisure you haven't earned it. People do that all the time. Let's give an example. Somebody is making 150K a month, right? That is 150 shillings a month. And when they immediately they get their money, they get slashed the 30% in taxes. They have the NSSF, or is it SHAR now? Whatever it is, either way, there's deduction for that. After such cuts, you still have to pay your bills. You probably have children. You probably have a car you need to pay for. You probably you need to buy new clothes. You need to go out. You need to eat this food. You need to go out with friends. You want to buy the latest TV. You want to buy the latest couch. Things to feel good and impress yourself, yet you haven't really earned it. So your money is going out, all right? And then another one that is now money going out in a way that is pro-maxed, premium. Money going out is money coming in through your income, and then it's also going out not just in the expenses, but also in the liabilities. So that means you also have loans that you're paying off. Maybe you took a loan to do something, and you have your paycheck paying the loan, so money is coming out for your loans. Also, the car you have may be from a loan or whatever. Either way, money is coming out loan wise to support this lifestyle you've created, and also money is going out through your expenses. So if you live that kind of life, obviously doing this thing we call keeping up with the Joneses, and that will keep you broke. That is a no-brainer. Money is energy at the end of the day, and just like any other area of energy, you've got to learn to do management and budgeting, right? So money is going out. That is one of the scenario I wanted us to cover. So reflect. After this, just go and reflect. Is your money going out, all of it, or what is going on? Because if your money is moving that way, you're obviously on paycheck to paycheck, you're in debt to support a lifestyle, and you're obviously always broke. Now, if you find your money moving out, after this video, you look, or after what we just said, you realize, oh God, my money is moving out. What do you do about it? The first thing to do about it is to realize, what does a healthy money flow look like? When you look at this diagram over here, money is coming from income straight to business and back to income. It's like a loop, right? So what you need to do, you need to literally audit your life. You need to audit your financial moves. If you find your money is going out, it's not the end of the world. It's just time to now change your mind, change how you feel, change the way you're doing things, because you can no longer live like this. It's not sustainable. And sometimes you find that when you're not really leading a positive life, or a life that is sustainable, or a life that is truthful, you are going to just perpetuate suffering. So is this right to learn the right ways to do something so that you can have an easier time? It doesn't have to be always about struggle and suffering. You can create a life where you're having ease and flow. So when you realize that, look at this diagram, and this is how financially successful people in society are doing their things, or people who have actually achieved financial freedom on a wholeness perspective. This is how they do things. Money is coming out of business or assets, and it becomes their income. And the money that's coming in their income goes to the business. Yes, that doesn't mean that you're not going to go through liabilities and expenses. If you take a look at this diagram, you can see assets and liability, you can see expenses and liabilities are greatly reduced. It's not that you won't go through taxes or debt, or because sometimes you can use debt to make money. You can also, everybody has got to pay taxes. It's illegal not to pay taxes. So as you can see, this is how a healthy financial system will look like when you audit your life. Well, this is what you need to move towards. And if you have not started your financial life, this is how you need to start. Okay, don't make mistakes we learn. We always say learn from people's mistakes, right? So if you're making mistakes and your money is going out, you need to adopt this model. When you make income, you need to be able to live in, they don't say live in your means to tell you to live in scarcity, but then again, you need to earn leisure and luxuries earned. That is not given, right? So you need to create that. So if you look at rich people, or not rich people really, wealthy people, when they go buy a car or they go treat themselves in a luxurious manner, they treat themselves from profits, from interest, and from the investment, profits from their business. That is financial discipline, right? And that's what you're trying to foster in this channel, or this community, or this education that I'm putting out there, and for myself as well. Like, we have got to be able to be disciplined financially. If you look at the diagram, your expenses and liabilities have got to be very controlled, very minimal, very managed. But your assets and income, they've got to be always accumulating. So when you make money, you need to be able to budget to improve your business, obviously, and to take risks and invest in something that will actually multiply your money. Take your money and inject it in assets, right? So when you do that, your asset supplies your income. And maybe you kept your job or you didn't, But either way, your assets should be providing income. And then your income gets reinvested into the assets that's making you income. So that is growing so big while managing taxes and managing liabilities. So all your money should not be coming out to serve other people's agenda. Because when you're serving liabilities, you're serving the bank, you're making the bank rich. And when you're serving expenses, you're making the government rich. And obviously, you're in other businesses or in other people's business more than you're in your business. So assets mean that the business you create from your ideas or investing in stocks, or if you have bonds, or real estate, or investing, or business profits can take very many routes, but these are the common ones, right? So strive to get a skill, understand how to invest in something, understand how to build a business all the way to it becoming a cash flowing asset, and then let that supply your income. When you get your income, do not rush into buying things that won't serve you, rush to grow the asset that's making you money. And then from the profit of the asset, now you can enjoy buying things, and so you don't have to take a loan to buy a car, you know. So as much as things may be the way they are in these days and time, you can still apply discipline and win in this game. So out of that we've learned today, I hope this was helpful. Share and like, and if you want to improve in your finances and understand what is investing, and you want to go further in this topic, I have a course called the Cash Flowing Mindset course. You can just click the link in the description and you're going to be able to access it. Take the course. It's just like a 3 hour, 4 hour tops course with like 6 lessons and a couple of modules, and this will put you on game because I go deeper and further on the psychology of things, the emotions of things, and the technicalities of things, and this will actually give you game that will give you long-term success. So until next time, stay financially dangerous, and remember, you're more than money, you are wealthy.